The HangPro Drywall lift for walls is packaged in a strong, durable box which assures trouble-free shipping. Lay out the two halves of the cradle on a flat surface with the ledges facing up and line up holes in each half. Attach together with 4 35mm bolts and lock nuts. The nuts should face the inside of the cradle. Hand tighten only at this time. Now flip the cradle over and place on the tires and wheels as shown here with the ledges down. Apply a little pressure to the outer edges to snap the two halves down. Now go ahead and tighten up the lock nuts. Next, place a roller frame flat on a table. Attach the axle frames to the roller frames using 20mm long bolts and lock nuts. The leg of the axle frame with the two holes attaches the two frames together while also installing the two final bolts in each set of roller wheels, and then tighten all bolts. Once the frames are connected, push the axle through the holes in the axle frames and insert the cotter keys through the holes in the axle next to the inside of the frames. Slide the wheels onto the axle with the cylinder side of the wheel towards the frame. Insert the cotter keys through the axle to secure the wheels using needle nose pliers. Lay the upper and lower main frames on a flat surface with the flat sides facing down. Fit together, lining up the 3 bolt holes. Insert the 70mm long bolt through the hole closest to the flat part of the frame and attach the lock nut, leaving loose at this time. Next, install the two 20mm long bolts into the holes that have the nuts spot welded to the inside of the frame, and then tighten all bolts. Attach the roller frame to the main frame over the 2 metal plates aligning the 4 holes. Attach with 20mm long bolts and lock nuts, and then tighten all bolts. Turn the lift over onto its wheels and place on the floor. Slide the cradle onto the main frame. The ledges on the cradle should be facing up and away from the lift. Slots on the back of the cradle fit over the main frame rails. Before raising the lift upright, clamp vice grips onto the wheel side of the main frame to prevent the cradle from sliding down. Attach the winch mount to the main frame just below where the main frames are attached together. Use 20mm long bolts. The nuts are spot welded to the inside of the frame. And then tighten all bolts. Attach the winch to the winch mount using 3 20mm long bolts and lock nuts. And then tighten all bolts. Remove the nut and washer from the winch drive and place the winch handle onto the drive. Replace the washer and nut and tighten. Attach the main and secondary operating handles with 20mm long bolts to the main frame. The main handle is the lower handle. The secondary handle is the upper handle and can be attached facing left or right to your preference, and then tighten all bolts. Next, pull the looped end of the cable while turning the winch handle in a counterclockwise direction until about 3 feet of cable have been pulled. The cable is then threaded between the handles and spacers in the main frame. Leave the cable looped over while you loosen the nuts that hold the pulley in place. Do not remove the nut or bolt. The metal piece over the top of the pulley is called the cable keeper and is there to prevent the cable from coming off the pulley when maneuvering the lift. The cable keeper has slotted holes that slide over the pulley bolt. Slide the cable keeper off the bolt and set aside. Thread the cable over the top of the pulley so that the cable is resting in the middle of the pulley. Unwind all the cable from the winch Thread the cable between the main frame and the back of the cradle. Using a 20 millimeter long bolt, attach the cable loop to the lower part of the cradle, and then tighten. Remove the vice grips from the lower main frame. Reinstall the cable keeper and tighten the pulley bolt. Test the movement of the cradle and wheels, and then go look for some drywall to hang on walls. Hope you enjoy hanging drywall the easy and safe way with the HangPro Drywall lift for walls.